Hey guys, this is my total body strength workout I did just the other day. I'm recovering from a sprained toe, so I'm trying to pick things that aren't too dynamic, but I was really wanting to get in a challenging workout this day. I started here with this Hex Bar Lift. I am focusing on a slow lowering in the motion, and then as I come up fast, tucking my hips underneath me, keeping a really strong neutral spine, and driving with the hips with a tight grip. Here we have my dumbbell stability ball alternating press. For this exercise, I'm using 30-pound dumbbells. I've set the ball up so that it's underneath my back and supporting my head. My feet are slightly wider than shoulder width apart, and I'm using an alternating movement pattern to perform the press. I'm also focused on driving my feet down actively into the floor, pushing into the ground throughout the set as my upper body performs the alternating chest press. I'm driving the hips up towards the ceiling, and I am also focused on bringing the dumbbell down so that my arm is even with my body and not resting on the ball when it comes down. This is a great movement, not just for the upper body, but a really surprise challenging for your lower body as well. Here we have a really dynamic movement, kettlebell swinging, and I am using a 60-pound kettlebell for this exercise. I'm driving with the hips, hinging, keeping the chest up, shifting my weight into the heels as I drive up the kettlebell to eye level. And that should feel really weightless, no shoulders at all in that motion. Sled drag. This sled drag was very challenging. I went relatively heavy. I placed 5 45-pound plates, excuse me, on top of the 35-pound sled, and I pulled for a total of 20 yards back and forth for a total of 40. So the motion on this is that we want to stay seated in a quarter squat position with our shoulder blades retracted in an underhand grip. When we get to that part of the video after I take this rest break, I'll coach you guys more through this. So in regards to the rest break I'm taking, I'm really trying to keep it minimal to under a minute. This was probably the most dynamic thing or heaviest thing that I've pulled on my feet since I aggravated my toe it's been over 3 weeks now, but it was a real cardio challenge for me. And here I go now, turning the sled around and then assuming the proper position for the most efficient drag and safest form. So, underhand grip, elbows bent at a 90, shoulder blades are retracted, my shoulders are down, I'm sitting into a quarter squat, my butt's back and down, I'm not leaning back through the hips, I'm in a seated position here, and I'm also using the upper back to help pull the weight. So my arms aren't forward and pulling my shoulders forward. My elbows are bent, like I said, at a 90. My shoulder blades are retracted, and I'm using every part of my body to drag the weight, not just the legs. Using that upper body, the core, strong form, keeping the core tight, and here I finish, done. Boom. Funny. Anyways, here I go. Cable, single arm, negative row. So I'm picking a weight that's manageable to pull with both arms. This is a 70-pound weight I'm working with. I pull with both, I release with one. The release is a slow tempo control. So I repeat all of the reps all on one side. And you'll see here that I'm sitting tall, I'm not leaning back, I'm not leaning forward. The extension of the arm is a slow 1, 2, 3 count pull. And notice when I pull, my arm stays pretty much even with my body. I'm not driving my elbows so far back. Here, 3-part press down for the triceps, single arm. You know, this day I really wanted to focus on total body, and I did want to do some sculpting, and I love this move for triceps. So as you can see, I'm only doing 10 pounds, but I'm breaking the movement up into 3 isometric holds, stopping at a 90, and then going to a full extension, locking at the elbow. And I want to take note here that although I'm focusing on this tricep exercise, I am, with my entire body, trying to incorporate and contract and create as much muscle tension throughout my body with a really strong stance. So with my feet that are not pictured here, I'm really envisioning separating the floor with my feet. That really locks in the hips. I'm tucking the hips under so my glutes are squeezed, and I'm actively bracing through the midsection. And notice how I keep my posture nice and tall, and I'm following that 1, 2, 3 count. All right, here we go. Last exercise of the workout. Bicep Drop Set Killer. This is a major burnout. I mean, I love obviously drop sets for the pump that it provides immediately to the muscle, but it's also great for grip strength and endurance as well. I started here with a 30-pound dumbbell, and now I'm dropping it down to 25s. I'm going with an alternating bicep curl for the 30-pounder and the 25-pound weight here because it's more manageable for me to go alternating at this weight while trying to keep pretty strict form. I mean, with the drop set, you are going to have some momentum and swaying, but notice that I'm not overly arching my back. And as the weight gets lighter, I'm going to dial in the form more and more and reduce that. So now I've dropped it down to the 20s, and I'm curling at the same time, really minimizing that hip sway, low back extension, planting my feet firmly into the ground, and I'm really squeezing tight. Those dumbbells in my hands are not just laying limp. They are being squeezed like they are oranges, and I'm making orange juice. Anyways, banging out the last bit of bicep curls here. I believe I dropped down to the 10 and then the 5. With the 10, now I could really dial in the form. Look, notice very little to no sway. It's a real on fire burner here. And then after I drop it down here, after my last rep with the 10s, I'm going to go one more here, I believe. I'm going to go to the 5s, and with the 5s, I'm going to go as many as I can. Now, this total body workout today incorporated that heavy leg lift in the beginning, the heavy kettlebell swing, the reciprocating press. We had pulling, we had sled dragging, pushing, and here at the end we have some meathead drop set curls for the biceps. So really great workout for me today. All in all, it took me about an hour and 20 minutes to get through everything, but also keep in mind that includes some camera setup time in there as well. But I hit 3 sets of all of my exercises and just 1 set here of the drop set curl at the very end. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you'd like me to do some more, which I hope you do, go ahead and please hit that subscribe button, and in the meantime, happy training, stay healthy and strong, and I'll see you guys soon.